To the November 14th, 2022 regular meeting of the Gladstone City Council, and call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, all of the members of the City Council are present, and we have a quorum. And if everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd also like to ask for a brief moment of silence for Stan Stoner, who we lost last week. Thank you. Stan was a member of the VFW Honor Guard and has been a part of the presentation of the colors here at Council for as long as I can remember. So on behalf of the City Council, I wanted to thank him for his service to our country and for his service to the City of Gladstone. Item number 4, approval of the agenda. We have a relatively short agenda this evening with 2 resolutions and 2 ordinances. Does anyone have any changes for the agenda? Seeing none, we'll have the agenda approved. Item number 5 is approval of the minutes from the October 24th, 2022 closed City Council meeting.
Mayor Garnes.
Councilman Mallow.
I move to approve the minutes from the October 24th, 2022 closed City Council meeting.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the October 24th, 2022 closed City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Minutes are hereby approved. Item 6 is approval of the minutes from the October 24th, 2022 regular City Council meeting.
Mayor Garnes.
Councilman Mallows.
I move to approve the minutes from the October 24th, 2022 regular City Council meeting.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor of approving the October 24th, 2022 regular City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Minutes are hereby approved. Item number 7, communications from the audience. Is there any member of the audience that would like to address City Council on a matter that is not on this evening's agenda? Anyone? If not, we will move on to communications from City Council. Councilman Smith. Councilmember Spallo.
Nothing tonight.
Councilman Mallows.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to share just a little information about Stan Stoner. And we just had a moment of silence here to remember him. He's a member of their color guard for the VFW 10906, and he's passed away on November 8th. Over the past several years, Stan's been a member of the color guard that presented the colors, the American flag, the Missouri flags for our City Council meetings. His military assignments included tours in Vietnam, Korea, Germany, and Fort Leonard Wood right here in Missouri. In addition to his military career, Stan worked for the Kansas City Police Department, retiring as a sergeant. Stan was a friend to many, and he touched the lives of so many. The services will be held at the Northland Cathedral Church tomorrow, with the visitation beginning at 2, followed by the actual funeral. He will be missed by all. Thank you.
Thank you, R.D. Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
I have a list. First, regarding the general election, we had a general election last week. Wanted to congratulate the new members of the Clay County Commission and presiding Commissioner Nolte on his re-election. Changing the county constitution and the composition of the county commission to a nonpartisan 7-member commission is a big deal and a long time coming, and this past election marks a major milestone in the governance of our county. So best of luck to all of the new commission members. Also wanted to mention Veterans Day last week. Wanted to be sure to thank all of the many veterans and veterans' families here in Gladstone for their service to our country. My father's buried at the Black Hills National Cemetery, and my father-in-law is buried at Arlington. So as children of the men who served, thank you for your service. Council members are going through board and commission interviews today and tomorrow. It's nice we've got so many people stepping forward who want to help and volunteer their time with our city. Also want to thank Becky for her usually exemplary work in coordinating all of the interviews and reappointments for our boards and commissions. We have 9 boards and commissions of different sizes, terms, schedules, and eligibility requirements, and only one person can keep that straight for all of us. So thank you, Becky. And then finally, I wanted to be sure to invite everyone to the Mayor's Christmas tree lighting on Tuesday of next week. Once again, Joe Loria, the Fox 4 News meteorologist, will be our special master of ceremonies. We'll have choirs from Antioch Middle School and Chapel Hill Elementary Schools, and Arvis Bank will be providing complimentary cookies, hot chocolate, and cider. As you know, the lighting ceremony marks the beginning of the holiday season and the start of the annual Mayor's Christmas Tree Fund Drive. This year, 3 deserving Northland organizations have been chosen to be the recipients of our fundraising efforts. These include Feed Northland Kids, the Gladstone Neighbors Helping Neighbors program, and the Gladstone Animal Shelter. You can drop off donations to the Mayor's Christmas Tree Fund at the Community Center, or donations can be made online. And I hope to see you at the lighting ceremony at Linden Square next Tuesday.
Mayor, warmer weather?
No.
It's supposed to be, supposed to be.
Okay, we'll count on that. We'll move on. Item 9, communications from the city manager. Mr. Wingerson, anything new happening with you?
Thank you, Mayor. No, nothing. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about that, though. Public Works is ready for snow, the coming snow tonight. They've practiced, and our trucks are working, and salt's available, and they're working overnight tonight, so we thank them in advance for what they're about to do tonight and every time it snows or ices. December 10th is Holidays at the Farm from 12 to 3 and 7 to 9, and then City Council candidate filing opens on December 6th, so anybody interested in that should check it out. So there you go. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Item 10, consent agenda. Madam Clerk, will you please explain and read the consent agenda?
The consent agenda allows the City Council to consider and approve routine items of business without discussion. Any member of the City Council, the City staff, or the public may request removal of any item from the consent agenda and request that it be considered under the regular agenda if discussion or debate of that item is desired. Items not removed from the consent agenda will stand approved upon motion by any council member, second unanimous vote to approve the consent agenda as published or modified. Consent agenda. Resolution R-22-55, a resolution authorizing acceptance of a proposal from eFurniture Max LLC for the purchase of 12 concept seating chairs for the co-located Emergency Services Communication Center in the total amount of $21,540. Resolution R-22-56, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Orr Wyatt Streetscapes in the total amount not to exceed $1,477,389.25 for the 2022-2023 water main replacements, project WP 2386. Resolution R-22-57, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a time and materials contract with David E. Ross Construction Company in the total amount not to exceed $75,000 for the water treatment plant West Secondary Basin Repair, Project WP 2388. Consider building permit, Chapel Hill Elementary School, 3220 Northeast 67th Terrace. Consider building permit Parkside at Hobby Hill, 7506 and 7508 North Oak Trafficway.
Thank you. Does any member of the audience request the removal of any item from the consent agenda for discussion? City Council? Mr. City Manager?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
Mayor Garnis,
Councilman Smith.
we approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as listed. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as listed, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to our regular agenda. Item 11, Resolution R-22-58, a resolution adopting a mission statement, vision statement, and goals for the City of Gladstone, Missouri for 2023 to 2024.
Mayor Garnis,
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
I move for the adoption of Resolution R-22-58.
Second?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution R-22-58. Any discussion? There's no discussion. All those in favor of adopting Resolution R-22-58 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution is hereby adopted. Item 12 is Resolution R-22-59, a resolution supporting the final updated comprehensive plan.
Mayor Garnis,
Councilmember Spallo.
I move for the adoption of resolution number R-22-59.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution R-22-59. Is there any discussion? And as I understand it, the comprehensive plan is technically the Planning Commission's document. We're just passing our approval on to them.
Yeah, your support and endorsement. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting Resolution R-22-59 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Resolution is hereby adopted. Item 13, first reading of Bill number 22-38, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with the Excelsior Springs Police Department to establish a mutual aid agreement in the event assistance or resources are requested.
Mayor Garnis,
Councilman Mallums.
I move to place Bill number 22-38 on its first reading.
Second?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to place Bill number 22-38 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of placing Bill number 22-38 on its first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading, Bill number 22-38, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with the Excelsior Springs Police Department to establish a mutual aid agreement in the event assistance or resources are requested.
Mayor Garnis,
Councilman Mallums.
I move to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-38, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill number 22-38, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? None. All those in favor of placing Bill number 22-38 on its second and final reading, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, Bill number 22-38, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with the Excelsior Springs Police Department to establish a mutual aid agreement in the event assistance or resources are requested.
Mayor Garnis,
Councilman Mallums.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-38 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.615.
Second?
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 22-38 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.615. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Spallo?
Aye.
Councilman Mallums?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Garnis.
Aye. Bill number 22-38 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.615. Item 14 is the first reading of Bill Number 22-39, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, to provide law enforcement resources to the Project Safe Neighborhoods Task Force.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to place bill number 22-39 on its first reading.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to place Bill Number 22-39 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing Bill Number 22-39 on its first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading, Bill Number 22-39, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, to provide law enforcement resources to the Project Safe Neighborhoods Task Force.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 22-39, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill Number 22-39, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of placing Bill Number 22-39 on its second and final reading, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, Bill Number 22-39, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, to provide law enforcement resources to the Project Safe Neighborhoods Task Force.
Mayor Garnis.
Councilmember Spallo.
I move to accept the second and final reading of bill number 22-39 and enact it as ordinance number 4.616.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of Bill Number 22-39 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.616. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Spallo?
Aye.
Councilman Mallon?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Garnis.
Aye. Bill Number 22-39 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.616. Is there any other business for City Council this evening? If not, we will reconvene for our next regular meeting in 2 weeks on November 28th. We are adjourned.